Yeah, the parfum is good too. Teresa, I agree with you. I do think, especially if I'm going to a store and I know the sales associates, they get paid on commission. If I go to a store and I take somebody's time, then I'm gonna buy something, because I feel like they have a job to do and they're getting paid for commission, and I am utilizing their time, their experience, their expertise, so I should pay them because I wouldn't want somebody like, say, my job, and they come to me and they ask me all these questions, and then they say thanks and they just leave, and they don't employ my services. So that's something that I would definitely talk about. So when I go to stores because I need to find something, one that is not on the discounters, or two, I'm trying to get an in-person view or an experience of a fragrance, I will at least try to buy something. Now, I'm not buying Oud Sapphire for 900 and something dollars, but I do at least buy something to say that I paid a little bit for our time.
I mean, I would like to say something to people out there. I've smelled expensive fragrances. I'm not saying they don't smell good, but you can buy a lot of stuff and the two to 300 to 150 that smell really good, and you don't have to spend that type of money. And the sad part, like I changed my motto in doing my videos and speaking to the community, because me and Charm speak a lot in the back scenes. So I won't bring that here to the live, but you know, people don't really want to hear certain things. So I think it's wrong when you tell somebody don't buy Blue de Chanel, because Blue de Chanel is not paying you to advertise their stuff. Because that fragrance gets me so many girls, especially before when I used to rock it a lot. Girls love that fragrance, so why wouldn't I wear it? Why am I not going to wear Sauvage? Because they're not paying you reviewers for Dior and Sauvage.
Yeah. Um,
I think that's kind of bad.
it is. It is. um, yeah,
I'm not saying
I had to call him out, the Duck 212, because he talked about doing a review, so I knew he bought it, so I had to call him out. But yeah, Mudan is a great house. I can tell you this Charmant, the leather's coming out in the dry down. So it is a leather, fruity fragrance that I sprayed on my other arm. Aromatic, spicy leather with white florals. I like it. I like it. It's not Tuscan leather, but it's in that kind of neighborhood. So I don't know if all of their fragrances remind me of other fragrances, but I do like the house. Atomizer is good. The seams, I can smell them even with my arms down. So it looks like it has good sillage. So that's good. Let me keep going. Yes, sir. Wanted to just get into recognizing everybody. Bashan, Hollywood, what's up? I think I got down to the end.
Kadar Lamar. Yeah, I would just say I don't like when you got fragrance reviewers telling people not to buy something that smells good. That's the only thing I have to say. Okay, I get it. We're here to make money. If you have a channel, you got to pay for editing. You have a lot of stuff to do. You have obligations with brands that you're working with. I get it. Make your money. Nobody's telling you not to make your money, but you also shouldn't lie to the people. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, so it's an interesting thing. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, some of it could be outright just financial, where they're making, and some of it could be subjective. I mean, that's a subjective call when you come in and you say, "Well, hey, I believe this one smells better than this one." I can tell you, I saw a video not too long ago where they were actually saying Dylan Blue smells better than Bleu de Chanel. Probably that's the one you're probably talking about. Not saying any names, but somebody said Dylan Blue smells much better than Bleu de Chanel, and they should get Dylan Blue. Dylan Blue is cheaper. I like Dylan Blue. I have Dylan Blue. Do I think it's better than Bleu de Chanel? I think Bleu de Chanel is kind of the classic blue fragrance that everybody is trying to be Bleu de Chanel. When you think of blue fragrances, that's the first one I think of. So, Dylan Blue is a solid pick. And I
like Dylan Blue.
Right. Yeah. But I would hope that people aren't just pushing the ones that they're getting paid from. And a lot of times, if you're getting it from certain places, their discount code can work for either one of them. And Bleu de Chanel is going to get them more money probably. So everybody understand, and I don't know if everybody people in the chat probably do know that discount code, yes, it's giving you a discount, but it also registers to that company who made that sale. And so they're getting paid for that. So I just hope everybody knows that. Not saying it's wrong. I think it's right, because that money would go back to the company if it didn't go to them. So if you don't use that code, then that company saves that money, even though the reviewer or the influencer, whatever you want to call it, was actually the one that actually got you to make that purchase. So I believe you should use that code. But no, that code is not just, hey, I'm saving you some money. That code it gets registered that came from me. Now, real quick, I wanted to, and I've been way back, I do have a couple alts. So this one is Amber Angel. And of course, this is just another Angel Share clone. It's in a straight, and it's not bad. The thing I can say about alts, they're not bad fragrances. They smell good. They're straight to the parfum. The collars were loose. So this is a screw collar. When I got it, the collar was loose. So some of it actually leaked in the box. I think their quality control on making sure that the caps are screwed on tight should be better. The smell is pretty good. It's to me, alt is kind of in line with a Alexandria or something like that. I think maybe Alexandria has a lot more variety. And I'd have to put it up against Brooklyn Fragrance Lover. That's the next one, because the alt is the last ones of the Angel Share clones that I have. I'm not buying any more Angel Share clones. I'm out of that business. I got one more video to do, and that will be it. This one is basically a clone of Terre d'Hermes Erguivray, and this one is called Terrain. This is basic, not actually, it's close to Percy's. This is grapefruit on steroids. Erguivray is a grapefruit forward fragrance, similar to Perseus. But to me, this is more of a sour grapefruit, where Perseus is kind of a little sweeter. But this one has more woods and sour. But alt is not a bad clone inspiration house. I know that a couple of people had asked about that earlier, and I just wanted to bring the ones that I had.
What you thinking about Suits? I see you over there contemplating something.
When he had said that about the grapefruit.
Oh,
yeah, it is just as potent. So when you spray this, it's like somebody is peeling grapefruit right in front of your eyes, and it's just squirting in your eyes. It is grapefruit heavy.
I want to go back to that Dylan Blue real quick. I wanted to touch on that topic. I really like Dylan Blue. I'm a big fan of Dylan Blue. Like, for the price point, a 200 mils, like $70. I think it's a great fragrance. It reminds me of the 90s, like, honestly, it warps me right back into like 1990 something. So it's like, I have a great feeling for it, but I wouldn't say it's better than Blue de Chanel. But if you don't want to spend Blue de Chanel money, then yeah, Dylan Blue is a great option. If you don't want to spend Dior money or YSL, Dylan Blue is a great option. Charm is laughing, so something's going on, man. I don't know what's going on.
Dame is trying to check me because I said that it's too much grapefruit.
Hmm.
Nah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Terrence agree too.
Yeah, well, that's what a Percy is. He's talking about Ergue Ray. It's not bad. I'll have to.
You pause too long.
Skin, but
you pause too long when you said it's not bad. You said it's not. You pause too long.
Speaking about cheap fragrances, right? Look what I did. So my birthday passed, and my girlfriend's like, "What do you want?" I said, "Let me get this fragrance," and I said, "Let me get 3 Obsessions." Because they cost $20, the testers, the 4.2. I got 3 of them. So it's like I bought 2 6.8s for $60. I mean, for me, Obsession, the old school, but it's not what it used to be, but I still get compliments. People still tell me I smell good on this $20 fragrance, and it's not a knockoff, and it doesn't have an awful opening like Club de Nuit. I love Club de Nuit, but it has a off-putting opening, where these other colognes that are just not what they used to be, but they still smell good, and you can get them for a really good price.
Mm-hmm.
I think people should opt out for those things instead of clones. Like if you're tired of buying a dupe of something, just go buy those other cheap clones. Like how many Calvin Kleins and all these stuff that are cheap. Like for example, look at this one. I'm going to put it up here. I got a bunch of cheapies. Look at this fragrance. Smells good, and it costs maybe $40, $30.
Yeah, but here's the point, and I understand what you're saying, but I think that the reason people buy clones is because they want something that smells like the OG. They want something that smells like the new OG, but they don't want to pay the price. Some of them are not bad. I can't say that all the clones that I smelled, especially lately, some of them are not bad. Are they as good as the OG? No, but they're not bad in my opinion. Some of them. So
like the Hawas, right? You try the Hawas. Hawas smells really good.
Yeah, but and I'm being told I was corrected. You always have people in your chat or to leave a comment that correct you. Hawas came out in 2015, and in all reality, Hawas is supposedly not a clone of Invictus. It's supposedly it was something that was out before Invictus came out. So
whoa, if it came out 2015, although who'd you say Aventus?
No.
Invictus.
Oh, Invictus. Oh, okay. I misunderstood. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because I said in one of my reviews, I didn't know if it was a clone or not. But I said I thought it was a clone because it has similar DNA to Invictus. And somebody told me, no, it's not a clone. And I looked it up, and it did. It came out, I think, in 2015. So there you go.
Some of these reviewers, man,
Yeah. So Robert Duncan says, what would you choose, Suits or Tux? Clones of Tuxedo. I have tried both, but I only tried Tux because I ended up getting a cheap decan of Tux because it was sold out so much. And I did get Suits. And I did put that in one of my clone videos. So I did get Suits. I think they're pretty similar. I think the Fragrance World Suits is a good one as well. And I would say either one depends on which one is in stock. So both of them are pretty good interpretations of Tuxedo. And I would say get get either one, the one that was in stock and the cheapest at the time. They're both comparable. Both of them smell about the same. The variations between suits and tux are really minor. And I guess, at this point, I'm a clone subject matter expert.
Yeah.
Going back to that Hawass and Invictus thing. So what was it that Invictus did correct that Hawass didn't? Because it seems like Invictus is a bigger seller and more popular. I mean, because
Right.
I have an Invictus fragrance.
Invictus is just more. Hawass is Versace, so it is Middle Eastern or something like that. Invictus is in the stores. Invictus is just more widely known. So it's just like say you have a saying that you say on your channel, and you see a bigger YouTuber say the same thing that you said, and they got it from your channel, but nobody else knows that they got it from your channel because more people watch them than watch you. It's that same thing. They may have gotten the DNA straight from Versace or Hawass, but because they're in all the department stores and Versace's not, they got more popular, and people thought that they were a clone of Invictus, and in fact, they weren't.
So going back to what I was saying prior, right? I was saying if these houses just came out with their own fragrances and not worried about copying anybody else, they'll be so much better. Because Hawass is really good. I have it. It's really good.
Yeah.
So if they just did stuff like that, then yeah, I would buy a bunch of those things.
Well, they're starting actually. Amoth is starting to make its own lines. Alexandra is starting to make their own original fragrances. Now that they've gotten their foot in the door and they're making so much throughput and selling so many things, they're actually starting to try to do original fragrances. Now, the Lattafa Assad Zanzibar, I got that one. I didn't. It was okay, but was it the showstopper and the hype that everybody was saying? If you see my video, I wasn't that impressed.
That's the one that smells like Grand Soir?
No. It smells different. So I will say it smells different, but it's coconut and incense. And I mean, to me, it's interesting, but to me, it doesn't smell high-end designer like they say. It's worth $30. So it's worth, if you get it for $30, that's what it's worth to me. I just wasn't overly impressed with it. I know a lot of people were kind of hyping it up. Basically, I think the original Assad, which is a inspiration of Sauvage Elixir, is the better Assad. I wouldn't get this. Well, I got the Zanzibar, but if I was choosing to get it and not being the blind buy bandit that I was, I would not have gotten Zanzibar, but it was $30.
Boudicca, yeah. Boudicca does do a lot of like Boudicca did Dior Parfum. They have one that smells like Dior Parfum. They also did
a lot of things. They are. I mean,
EQ, for the price.
EQ calls them a high price clone house because they do a lot of things. Just like I was telling you, the Al-Karashi blend. Al-Karashi blend came out years before Blue Sapphire came out, and I
gotta buy that fragrance.
Close, it is ridiculous. Now they do have some things that aren't necessarily clones of stuff, so they have some of their own original fragrances, but they have taken a lot of DNAs and duplicated it, and now most of them are beast mode, and then Electimus, which they keep saying they're not affiliated, but some of the management of Boudicca came and made the Electimus brand, and they have clones of Boudicca or Boudicca, however you want to call it. So there's a lot of that going around, but Electimus is a lot cheaper.
Okay, here's another thing, right? Like, remember those Electimus is one. And remember that brand that had the crown on top that came out, and they were like $400 or $500. I forgot the name of that brand. They had Sultan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sultan,
Royal Crown.
Royal
Royal
Crown.
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 So
Yeah.
now, if you look at their pricing now to when they first started, it's a big difference. Same
Really?
thing with Electimus. Electimus was super expensive, and now you buy it for $110 or something like that.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah.
the problem, like I have sometimes listening to certain people in the industry because everybody can make their money. They don't have to do certain things.
Yeah. So I can respect that, Cornell, and I understand. I mean, there are some people that are clone people, clone guys, clone people trying to be politically correct. And a lot of times it's even less than a third of the price. Now, when you get some of the ones that are
Hmm.
straights, it could be as as high as a third of the price, but usually you're not going over that. Now, if a clone gets to be 50, 60% of the price, to me, that's going way overboard. And I wouldn't do that. But I mean, I do have people that subscribers, and that's why another thing that I wanted to talk about it, because I have subscribers that subscribe to me from the clone videos. So I try to put some of everything on the channel, even though I mainly feature niche fragrances, but I do as at times do get clone videos and
I
do
mean,
videos.
I would like to do clone videos. I just don't want to pay for them like the other reviewers do. Just get them for free, and then I review all those clones for you. I'll
Look,
tell you what's up.
I tried to get some for free. I tried to reach out to Alt. They wouldn't have it. And I guess because I was putting them, up against 15 other Angel Share clones, so they wouldn't send it to me. But I reached out to them because I was tired of paying for Angel Share clones that I was going to end up giving away. So I reached out to them and I showed them the numbers, and they liked the numbers, but they basically said, "Why would we give you a free bottle for you to put us in competition with 15 other bottles?" So I ended up buying it just so I could make the next video, because people were asking about how it compared to Alt. But I reached out to him. And I can understand if I'm putting them in a contest with all these other ones. I mean, it's like I'm buying one and I'm saying, well, you gotta race against Sha'Carri Richardson. So good luck. But I want it for free. Just
Yeah, it doesn't.
they weren't hearing that, and I get it. I get it. But I do agree, Dane. Not everything from the well-known houses are completely originals. A lot of times they're given inspirations. Now, usually they're not one-to-one clones, but they are given inspirations. Even some of the newer, like indie niche houses that I've seen, Soma Parfums, the Halcyon, that I said was an alternative to Angel Share. Yeah, they added a couple other notes, but you can tell that they were inspired by Angel Share. It wasn't that they suddenly came up with their own unique and it just happened to smell like Angel Share. They know that Angel Share is getting a lot of business and making a lot of sales, so they're going out and they're saying, how can we get some of that market?
You know, Also, people have to realize something. I'm not against clones, but there are some houses like Terenzi that you can get at Max Aroma, Joma Shop, a lot of places for $100, and they last long, like Kirky. So if you don't want to buy Herba Pura, just go buy Kirky. It smells almost the same. It lasts forever, and it costs under $100 most of the time.
There are some alternatives that you can go, and I know we talked about that.
Mancera's.
Yeah, OG Proficio. We talked about designer niches and how they're getting more expensive. The question is, in a certain way, our demand for designers and niche are keeping the prices high. As long as we keep buying in the way that we're buying, and I mean, the industry is billions of dollars now. The industry is increasing every year, and as long as we keep buying them, they're going to stay expensive. When demand starts cutting back and they realize that they can't get these prices, because all of these houses, like Estee Lauder, that's why they're buying the Tom Fords and these other
Amouage.
recent companies like Amouage and stuff like that, because the profit margin is insane what they are making off of these houses. And so as long as they can justify, and they justify it by the sales, as long as we keep buying, they can justify the price. And it's gotten to the point where we're looking at it and we're saying, well, I just expect a niche fragrance to cost $300 plus. That's just what I expect. And it's gotten to the point, even at when I make a video, if it's $200, $250, I'm like, that's about in line for entry-level niche. And I've gotten to that point where it has become commonplace now. So,
Well, I
Can,
got a
can I
question for you.
go ahead? My bad.
With your with the chart that you I mean by the way, that was freaking awesome. That really was. That was awesome. That was very detailed. Salute to you. Um with your chart earlier and discount websites, do you think they fall under that same category?
I think that's why they're cheaper because, and let me see if I can put it to stage now. The discounters, when you look at it, that retailer overhead, they're going to have a lot less overhead, and that retailer profit, maybe they're not going to have and they're going to have less profit as well. But the retailer overhead, they're going to have a lot less because they're not going to have all that stuff. So that's how very easily they can get to be 40% less than what it's going in the stores. And then the fact that they're not getting it right when it first comes out. So the manufacturer is willing to cut some of their profit to move the product. And that's how they get the cheaper prices. That's how they get the cheaper prices.
Mm.
Well, I had a phone car company. I used to work. I had my own phone car service, and all I could say is that knowing how like distributing works and working with like prior to doing what I'm doing today and everything you see me, I used to walk into like places that literally I would see like 10 to 20 million in cash, and then the inventory was in the hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
So their price for things is way different than what you think. You know, when you're buying in the millions, you're getting all these stuff for cheap. Even if you're buying Raja, imagine going to his company and saying, "Hey, I'm going to buy $2 million worth of your product." You know that price changed.
Right. There is an economies of scale. So if they are buying higher volume, then the company is willing to take a lower percentage of profit because they're going to make they're going to make their money. But here, just real quick, Cornell, you are right. Mark Blanc Individuel did predate Creed Santal,
It
and
did.
the thing that I heard is what happened is that's why Mont Blanc made Explorer. They were basically saying, if you're going to try to steal our DNA, we're going to steal yours as well. And that's how Explorer came out. That's the story I heard behind that whole thing. But yeah, that did actually happen. So I got an 8.4 ounce of YSL Tuxedo and Tuxedo Candle from Harrods for $378.
That's
Wow,
good.
that 8.4 ounce for $378. Like right now, even on
That's a
discount,
good price.
shop had the Tuxedo 8.4 ounce, but I think it was like $4 something. That was a really good deal. Robert, you got a good deal. That's great.
Word up.
Yeah.
Robert came off. Congratulations, man. That's the way to shop. And that's it. You have to be, one thing I learned too with buying fragrances, I'm always patient. I don't care if it came out new. Actually, I want to buy something that's been in the market for 5, 6, 7 years because that tells me that fragrance is actually good.
Okay.
Mhm.
We got a question, and this one is from Usuit, so I'll let you take the first stab at it. The 40-year class reunion in September. What fragrance would you recommend wearing?
Who you asking? Me first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dang. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking. Well, me personally, man, stand in front of your fragrance. Whatever grab you, grab it and go with it. Shoot. That's what I say. Whatever grabs you, stand in front of your fragrances. Look real hard. Whatever grab you, pick it up, spray it on, go out the door.
Yeah, a 40-year class reunion, I would say, depending on what you're going to wear at that reunion, if you are going to wear a suit and tie, I would say go with something a little more formal, maybe a Manly Rose. Would be a good Amouage Lyric Man would be a good one for that. I think that would be great. If you're going to wear something a little more casual, I would say go with something a little more bad boy, like a Tuscan leather or something like that. That would be a good one. If you wanted something a little more signature, I would say, depending on what you want, Narcisco Rodriguez Bleu Noir Air de Parfum EDP is a good one. Bleu de Chanel is always a good one. Dylan Blue could work, but if you want something a little more mainstream, those would be the ones that I would say. So that's the kind of things I would. Also, a new one that I did get. If you want a rose fragrance, this one is exceptional. This one is Signature Black Rose by Zaharoff. I really like that one. It is not one of the sweet roses. It is one of the more waxy, earthy roses where you can also smell like the greenness of the stem. That one is a nice one. And look at this juice. It's purple. Purple juice.
I like that juice.
That's crazy.
Some
Don't wear
shirty
that if
juice
you
it look
got a
like.
white shirt.
Oh, yeah. Don't spray it on.
If you wearing a white shirt, don't wear that one.
Well, Robert, I'll make it simple for you. I don't know what you're gonna do, but if you go into a class reunion and you want to be a playboy, you want to smell good, you want everything in one bottle, I would just go with Grand Soir.
That, and I guess I should ask where it was going to be, but probably if you're going to be inside most of the time, even in September, Grand Soir would be all right. But Grand Soir is definitely that type of amber fragrance that is good. There are so many. You think about ambers now, you got my mind racing on so many different ones. I think suits might be right now when we talk about it. Just pick what grabs you.
Yeah.
Now, Stolbeck Tea is a good aromatic amber that's really nice from Maresque, and that's under $100 on discounters. That's a really good one that I like as well.
Duck 2, you see what Duck 2 is saying, and this is happening because now I know you guys are a little older than me, so we could speak about the past very well. Back in the day, they didn't make that many fragrances every year. You know, you got to actually enjoy your fragrance. They actually promoted only a few fragrances, but how many fragrances can you really make? Is it really worth buying everything that comes out? I would say no, because it's going to really smell like something else. I mean, how many times can you flip a pancake over and expect it to taste different?
Right. There you go. I knew you could answer that one. That's why I put that one up there. We talked about that before. This is exactly what I'm saying, Cornell. If the clone is getting too expensive, and I know earlier Tazza was talking about that, the clones are getting more expensive now because the demand for clones are getting higher. If it's too expensive, it's better to save up for the real thing, especially if you don't have an issue with the real thing. If the real thing lasts, if it's quality, I would say if it's half the price, I would go for the real thing. I would go for the real thing.
Here's what I tell anybody out there building a collection: buy some real stuff and find some cheapies that work for you. I don't care what the cheapie is. Just find it, buy it, and when you have the money, you splurge. You buy something good, and when you don't have the money, you have a bunch of cheapies to wear that work good on you. I just bought 3 bottles of Obsession that work really good on me.
Nice. Yeah, Cornell, they were gangster because they were like, you're going to steal our DNA and make money off of it? we'll steal your DNA too. And they've made a lot of money off Explorer. So
They definitely did.
yeah, like Roja Amber Oud is so good. It is Amber Oud is good. I like there's a couple other from the Amber Oud that the Oud line that I like. I like Musk Oud. I like Sweetie Oud. There are some other ones that are there that are really good too. I mean, Roja, you can't go wrong. That's why I put Roja in the theme song, because Roja is just a great house.
That's my favorite house.
Yeah, it is. Let's see.
Yeah.
I like Raja.
Are there any clones of Roja though?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Here's what I would say too. What disappointed me a little bit. I bought the Parfum version of Creation E. Now I like it because it's one of my favorite fragrances of all time. But the cologne is just as good.
To me, I think
for me. I mean, everybody's different, you know. Everybody's different.
I can get it. Yeah, to me, the Parfum is just a little deeper, a little darker. It has that kind of Roja. What do I want to say? Roja has an animalic tone to like some of the deeper, darker fragrances, and the Parfum of Enigma or Creation E just has that funk to it, and it's something I really like with Rojas, where the cologne to me doesn't have that as much.
Okay, hey, listen, it's fine. It's just for me, I felt like I spent $250, and I still got and I got a deal. I spent $250, but honestly, the cologne did the same job for me. I can't say you know what, this is so much better that I'm gonna buy a 50 ml and pay $250. That's all I'm saying. That's it. I'm not saying I love them both. Yeah, I'm just saying that one part.
If I do a Suits and Conan my bottle, and you wanna help me cop a new bottle from selling yours, we have to talk.
Yeah, might as well. He don't have no comment.
I don't know what to say. No, I'm just saying. I'm gonna buy more Elysium, like the 50 mil, because I like it. I'm just saying, if I'm a buying person and I really don't care about having all these different type of variations, the cologne to me works just as good.
And that's key. And in my opinion, if you are a reviewer, why would you have the cologne and the Parfum at the same time? You should pick one and choose one. You should go to a Neiman Marcus and see what the difference is on both of them. Decide which one you want, and then do that. And JN, there are clones of Roja, but what I can say is, to me, Roja is the creme de la creme of niche. They have 40 or 50 notes that they may throw into a fragrance, and to me, it would be hard to clone
it,
really that DNA,
because I don't know of any.
Yeah,
they're out there.
That have tried, especially Alexandria has tried, Dua has tried, but to me, they just don't get you there. They just don't get you there.
I mean, yeah, I just say, for me, I don't know. I guess I don't feel I have to buy expensive fragrances to smell good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm not going to go buy $1,000 bottle one day, because I'm pretty sure I am.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say something that I'm not going to do. I'm just telling the people out there in the world, what's really going to get you the girl you want or the situation you want, it's how good you look. Cologne is just an accessory.
It is.
And obviously you don't want to buy something cheap because you want to smell good. But in smelling good, I think from $150 to $300 on discount websites, you can get a lot of good stuff.
You can, and that's true. And what I would say to this comment, if companies don't want their fragrances being cloned, so let me give to you the patent, the trademark infringement, and that kind of aspect of it. The interesting thing is that it has been decided that you cannot get a patent on a smell.
You can't.
It's legally, you can't get a patent on a smell. And so the reason why some of these clone houses are in trouble, like Maison Alhambra and things like that, is because they duplicated the bottle. It wasn't the smell. It was the bottle that they duplicated. And that's why they have to actually take those bottles down. For whatever reason, smells are considered not trademarkable.
I'll tell you why, because I'm working on a patent. So what happens is you can't patent something that comes from Mother Nature. You can't patent civet. It comes from a beaver. You can't patent rose. It comes from a rose. Those are things that come from the earth. So the only way you could patent something is if you can actually say it's mine. I'm the only one that has it. You know, it's like people trying to patent. Let's say, like, I know people who try to patent, let's say, marijuana, right? Because they're mixing all these different flowers together, but it's still a flower from the earth. It's not your originality, you know. That's why they.
Here's the way I would say that, because it's not the original note that they're trying to patent, but they're trying to patent the mixture and the percentages of what they put together. So think about it this way, and I'll let you speak, but I just want to bring this note up. Okay, you patent a car. Now, they can't make the car exactly the same. They can make it similar, but you patent a car because it is the parts that you put in it and the way that you put it together. Now, they all use steel, they all use rubber tires, they all use that, and even tires patent a tread pattern and stuff like that. So they're using the same materials, but for whatever reason, they've decided that a smell you can't patent.
Okay, so I'm going to break it down a little better.
Okay.
For people. All right. So when you're going to make a car, metal is not grown from the earth, right?
Okay.
You have to resource that. It's not like, you know, a tree is grown right here. So when I take the oud out the tree, it's not my tree though.
That's interesting. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Right. So when it comes to a car, when they patent it, they're patenting the design, they're patenting their engine that they made from scratch off of metals, right? These metals and stuff are not grown on the earth.
Okay, I can understand that. That's a good analogy.
So that's why, like, okay, why you think the pharmaceutical? Okay, this is pharmaceutical. Like, say, like medicine. Why you think they don't really care for the herbal doctor? Because they can't patent those plants.
Right.
No matter how you mix them, whatever you do, you can't patent those herbs, but you can patent chemicals. Nice. Like how to put it together to make something to help you. So you patent medicine, but you can't patent herbal medicine.
Yeah.
That's, you know, same thing pretty much.
That's a good analogy. JN, I will say they are creme de la creme. Bar none, Spirit of Dubai is, to me, right up there. Who else that I would say is right up there? But just right off of hand, I would say Spirit of Dubai is pretty comparable to that.
Yeah, with their notes, Spirit of Dubai, they have a lot of notes in their fragrances as well.
Yeah. So here we say Alexander Fragrances as a clone of Roja's Amber Oud. I wouldn't pay for it. Maybe I'll get a sample. So you can get a lot of samples of Alexandria suits. I'm gonna get a sample, and then when we hook up in person, I'm gonna bring it with me, and we'll see what it smells like compared to Amber Oud.
Man, this Robert Platinum and these Newport 100s, man.
Imagine clone of Diaghilev. He's just, yeah, our Newport 100 patented. Yeah, I think they are. I think we're patented. So,
I mean,
but
as
not
far
the
as
smell of
Rosa,
it, not the smell of it.
yeah, I can't. Now, you say there's clones of Roja. I would love to compare the quality of that clone because if they can clone to clone it, that means you have to get close to the scent DNA, correct? And to do that with certain fragrances, like you said, he got about 50 notes in there. Then you're paying just as much to get the similarity than you would for the regular fragrance. So how can that be? It's
They're
just
going to do synthetics. They're going to do synthetics. They're not going to put those notes in there.
so that means you're putting
Try-
synthetics onto
Yeah.
you then.
So what a clone house does is now, especially with computers and stuff like that, they will put that fragrance in a computer and the computer will analyze it. And then the computer, based on their software, will spit out the closest thing that they can make that will basically mimic that.
Yeah.
Now.
Mm.
Yeah.
So that sounds like a genetic set or DNA or note rather that was created instead of something
It could
that's
be.
original.
Now, they may use some naturals in it as well. It could be, but it all depends. It all depends.
Mm.
But here is, in Boxing Sense, the only reason why Boadicea the Victorious is successful is because we buy the fragrances. And if they have something that smells the same lines of Ganymede or Bra Imperial, we buy it. So as long as we're buying it, they can keep selling it because a lot of times what they'll say, but Ganymede is a beast. So I have never seen Boadicea the Victorious fragrance that didn't last. So a lot of times they say that we have high quality materials and it lasts. But again, just like I've never bought Blue Sapphire because I like Al-Karashi blend. And to me, even at its heyday, it was like 2 something. Now it's on sale for 165.
Yeah.
And
It's scary.
yeah,
Like,
it lasts. They made it first, and it lasts 12 to 14 hours on skin. It
what
is.
more do you need?
I don't know what else. You put it on clothes, you might as well throw those clothes away if you want to get the smell out of them. So,
I'm all for. I want people to know. Like, I think everybody in the panel was all for YouTubers to make money on YouTube. It's not about not making money, and I get it. Now that I have a different view on how to do my channel, and I'm taking a different direction, I get it. There's not much you can say to a world that wants to buy.
yeah.
So if people want to buy something, what can you really tell them? All you could tell reviewer is at least make sure the product you put up there is good, because you can't tell people not to buy it when they want to buy it. I would just say what you're gonna put up on the stage, just make sure it's good, so that way when people buy it, they're happy.
The man is going to have a whole new outlook. It's all unicorns and rainbows on his channel now. Unicorns and rainbows.
I don't know about the rainbows. Oh shit, that's funny. No, but it's real. I figured the community that we're in, it doesn't suit us to like disrupt the wheel because they want to buy anyway.
Well,
So
the thing I would say is review and talk about fragrances that you like.
yeah,
I still, if I get a fragrance and I feel like if I paid for a fragrance and I don't like it, I have the right to tell you on my channel I don't like it. So
yeah,
I do, and
yeah.
and I tell them whether people like it or not. So I'm still going to try to get it because I want to see Stu smell it. But yeah, he's
Smell
saying
what? Get what?
Alexandria's version is not even close to Amber Alert. I wouldn't think it would be. It would be very hard for it to be. But
I mean,
and they're saying Alexandria has a clone of Diaghilev.
I don't care what you say. I don't care what clone it is, man. Nothing. I can't see nothing comparing to an original Roja fragrance.
Yeah,
Newport.
Roja is just too complex. Roja is just too complex. Like Spirit of Dubai is too complex.
Mm-hmm.
And
they make
Newport 100.
Yeah, Newport, that's not that complex. I would laugh if somebody said they had a clone of Narcissus because it's too complex. I couldn't see how you
Narcissus, Ramal, Maydeen. I mean, any of them.
Any of
them. I mean, with Roja, I mean, number 1, number 2, number 3, Diaghilev. I mean, for it to hit it, I wouldn't even say not even close, and then to give you longevity. I just can't.
And they do give you longevity. So green sapphire, blue sapphire. Blue sapphire is about $900, right?
And the extreme is like $1,400.
Yeah.
And is green sapphire about the same?
Yeah, $1,000. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I have 2 of these. I don't have green sapphire, but I have blue sapphire, and I have bodacious. And I can't say that but that bodacious that puts me in the mind of Narcotic from Narcotic Delight from Initio, but that's not with that cherry. Yeah. But bodacious has tobacco in it that stirs in a different direction. But that cherry in it, I like it. Some people say that it's a high price clone house. I really don't see it. I really don't see it.
I'm not gonna say it's a high price clone house, but what they do is they take your fragrance and they make it either better, but is it worth? It is so much better. Like Noir de Noir, they made a fragrance that smells like Noir de Noir from Tom Ford.
Mm-hmm.
Is it really that much better than the Tom Ford version? Is the Boudicca version that much better than the Dior Homme Parfum? Because most people I see who review it, you see them like they like tinker, like it's kind of the same thing, So it's like you're paying hundreds of dollars more. Is it worth it?
Yeah, it's subjective, really. I mean, the quality is there. I will never say Boudicca doesn't make quality products. Terrence Senior, and he's rocking Al Haramain Amber Oud Ruby Edition. That's Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait clone. So we've been talking about clones and prices of fragrances, and you come in with a good one. I actually have that one. I like that one as well. I'm not a fan of the EDP as much. And I know I found out Suits was. I just wasn't patient enough. I kept putting in the comments every time I got something to say while I was watching his video and found out he likes his trait just as much as I do.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't really like the Extrait that much.
Really?
It wasn't my cup of tea. I'm not saying it's bad, but on my skin, it just I only tried it like once, but I did spray it on my skin, and I like the EDP better.
Like the EDP better. Yeah, I know, but I understand what you're saying. The man I'm talking about, Robert. Yeah, I just don't want him to sue me if I keep saying Diaghilev.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that patent.
Copyright that mother.
I'm gonna get that patent. Diaghilev.
I mean, just speaking about patents, I heard the woman who started all the hype on Hawk Tour. I heard she's trying to get copyright on that.
Oh, she definitely got that copyrighted already.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. So now you can't.
I just wanted to salute you out too as well. But,
yeah, so you can't say that word without paying her.
Yeah. Say what word?
Okay.
Hot tour.
Yeah, I'll explain. So it's been going around. Everybody's using it. Curly actually put it in her title. So this woman was asked somehow, and I've only seen like bits and pieces of it, basically about pleasing a man, and she said you got to put the hot tour to it.
Oh
You gotta
Lord.
spit on that thing.
You got to spit
Oh
on that
my
thing.
good. Oh, like the sound of somebody
Yeah,
bringing
Yeah.
it from down within and
yeah,
making it.
yeah,
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Uh,
and that
huh,
has gone viral. Everybody's
mm.
talking about the hot tour.
Hot tour. You know,
But
somebody I know did the hot tour video before Curly did.
mm. Well, I
There's a
mean,
lot, and it was just somebody was interviewing the woman. They were just asking her a question about how to make men happy, and she said when you put the hawk to it.
anything that's revolved around a sexual nature, that's gonna blow up, especially with that type of topic.
Yeah,
So half the population of men gonna watch that.
and that's
Yeah.
why she's trying to put a patent on that and copyright it.
Hmm.
Well, she can because she's an overnight success. So what happens is with someone like her, she's gonna have the automatic rights to it,
Well,
right?
let's
Because
see what happens. She
yeah,
now
because she made it
has
famous.
a manager.
Hmm.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
did a review, yeah, with a manager. Like just like it's crazy. I mean, she's pretty. She got those squirrel cheeks, so it looked like she could hot to a lot in there. Yeah, if you look at
All
her,
right, fellas, I gotta get up in the morning. I'm gonna go ahead and dip.
Yeah,
But
big
this was good.
quick.
Hey, Charm, man, that presentation that was really really excellent, and I believe that's gonna help a lot of people out in the future and going forward. I truly do. You put your work into it, and I applaud you on that, my friend. That
Well, I
was
appreciate it.
excellent. That was excellent, man. And when I do my next video, I'm gonna bring that up to everyone for them to check this out to get educated and edify yourself when it comes to purchasing fragrances. Because, like you say, they are going up, they're not going down, and will continue to go up until we plateau. But we won't plateau for a while because we continue to buy them. And I know I'm part of the problem because I continue to buy them. But you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. If you
If you
keep
want
if
them, yeah.
something you love, then but that was a really, really excellent video. And I thank you for that. But I gotta get up early in the morning, fellas. So I bid y'all peace and love. And I'll see y'all on the next one. All right.
Yes, sir.
Deuces. All right,
Cheers,
love y'all. Mm,
love you too, my brother.
you,
all
bro.
right.
So,
Yeah,
Terrence, I did in the beginning of the show. I did the Modans. So I have just real quick Eclipse. I liked it, and then I got Charmant because it had Charmant. I like that one as well. Charmant is in the line of a Tuscan leather, but it's not as leather forward. But the leather
can I
comes
say something? Can I
out.
say something?
Yeah,
Those bottles look so nice, and that's probably why the price is so low. You're saying the juice is good. The
yeah,
bottle looks pretty simple.
yeah. It's a simple bottle, but did you see the pressurized spray atomizers? They're nice.
That was good. No, I seen that.
They're nice, and
Yeah,
$60. You
yeah,
can't you can't complain. You can't
yeah.
complain. $60.
And that's what fragrances should be like for most of it. Like that's what it. Okay, I understand we like high end stuff, and you buy what you like. But for the most part, a fragrance should like that. A nice simple bottle with just a regular sticker on it, nothing fancy, nothing out of this world. Because no matter what the bottle looks like, all you want is the juice.
And where they put the money in is the atomizer. That atomizer is nice. So I would rather have a simple bottle with a nice atomizer because that's how I'm applying it. That's a big thing for me. So yeah, Terrence, if you see the beginning, you'll see where I sprayed them and I went through them. The Charmant is more like a Tuscan leather. The Eclipse is being Duck 212 is saying Sospiro Vibrato. I can see how it's similar in that kind of line. It's a great citrus But to me, it doesn't have the same kind of ginger fizz that Vibrato has. So I like them both. I think it's a solid house, and I had to tell Dame and all the rest of them that they had a good solid pick. You too, because I told you that if I didn't like it, I would talk about you guys in the live. But it was nice. It was nice. It was nice.
You know, I'm going to do a video on cheap fragrances this week coming up. I'm going to focus a lot on cheap fragrances.
Yeah, tag me in that one. Tag me in that one because
All right, I'm going to tag you.
Doing one too. I'm planning on doing one too.
Yeah, because it's
like $50 and under. I want to do
$50
and under fragrances.
You know what's funny? So check this out. This Daddy Yankee fragrance, right? This costs $12, man. It smells good. And look,
there's. I mean, I love Burberry, and I mean, I've had 2 bottles. This is my 3rd bottle, and since I'm halfway through it, I just bought a backup bottle, $35, and I wear it whenever I'm riding my bike or when I go to the gym. This is the main fragrance I wear. I wear some other of my clones and stuff too, but that one is a fresh, spicy, kind of clean fragrance. It's one of my favorites, and I just like it. I just like it.
Me too. I love when that fragrance first came out. That was one of the most sexiest things I've ever smelled in my life. That Burberry. You know what's funny? That you picked that bottle up and I sprayed this. This is in the same wheelhouse as that bottle. Like the smell, it's similar, you know. And for $12, this tester.
Yeah. I mean, Burberry, you can't go wrong with it, and it lasts. Burberry lasts 8 hours on skin.
What more do you need?
Yeah.
No, it's true.
Terrence, tell me which 2 more are you getting in this week? Put them in the chat. I'm curious to see which 2 more you get. I was looking at several of them. Still, the main one that you guys were talking about is still out. I forget, is that Temptation? Was it Temptation, that one? But I know Eclipse was in, and I ended up getting Charmant instead of the other one that you guys recommended because I just wanted to see what this one was about. I like this one too. As it dries down, it's not as leather heavy as Tuscan leather, but I like this one too. But it's in that kind of Tuscan leather wheelhouse, so that's good. That's good.
But for that price, is good for $60.
$60 is excellent. It's excellent. I can't. So he got Embrace and Seductive. Okay. Yeah, I was looking at Seductive. I almost got Seductive, and I ended up not getting that when I got. And it was just biased. When I saw Charm was in the name, Charm City. But Seductive I was looking at as well. I was looking at Seductive as well. That one I thought would be a good one for the fall and winter time, and I'll probably pick that one up. It's definitely, they are very well blended. I'm very impressed with the quality of the blend. I'm very impressed with, it's a simple, stately bottle, but they put the money where they should have. They put it into the pressurized atomizer, which I think is really nice. I'm really satisfied with the house. I'm going to get more, and it will be in my rotations. Eclipse will be in my 10 of the day rotation.
So piece something up, right? I mean, if you buy 4 bottles of this house, right, and you're talking so well about it, 4 bottles is $240. That is one Xerjoff.
Yeah.
That's Naxos right there.
Yeah, it is.
And you know what I bought Naxos for? I bought Naxos for $127. A tester.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good price. But see, this is the thing that I think can help us. If good quality houses like this come out and we start buying them more, then the other houses will start to get noticed and they'll say, hey, maybe we need to come down on our prices because we're getting pushed out the market. It's really on us. As long as we're paying these prices and we're not complaining about it, they're going to keep bringing them out. But if we find some alternatives that start taking market share from them, then they have to respond in kind.
Yeah, you got to hurt them with their pockets, right? It's like you
Right.
seen that. For example, we're going to go off topic a little bit real quick on a sneaker company, right? Nike sued this company called Babes because Babes took their whole design image. But Nike didn't really do anything to them until they took a financial loss. Like 1 year, they just lost so much money, they just sued Babes and then took them out the market.
Right.
So if you don't hurt their pockets, they're never going to listen. Think about it. What was that YSLY that came out for $180, 2 ounces?
It's getting
That's
bad.
crazy. That is insane to me.
But you have them doing that. I was going in Macy's, and now they're trying to sell the new Gucci Guilty Elixir. They're saying it's really nice. And the woman tried to tell me it lasts 21 hours. I was like, okay, spray right here. Because as I said, spray right here. Because if it doesn't last 21 hours, I'm going to come back and talk to you. But you just told me 21 hours. I said, if it lasts 21 hours, I'll be back and buy it. But if it doesn't, I'm going to talk to you because you didn't say 10 hours. You didn't say 12 hours. You told me 21 hours. And you want me to buy right now. And you are making the claim that it lasts 21 hours. And I won't find out until after I already have it in my possession. I was like, no, spray right here. And if it lasts 21 hours, I will definitely be back 21 hours to buy. It
It
lasted.
smells like Reflection Man, I heard.
No, it doesn't smell like Reflection Man.
Okay.
I'll have to. I can't think of it. Is a spicy aromatic, but Reflection Man has kind of like that soapy, clean herbal smell. It doesn't have that. It doesn't have it.
Well, the regular Reflection Man, not the Reflection Man 45.
To me, and I'll have to smell it again, but to me it didn't smell like Reflection.
No, I believe you. I'm just saying what I've heard on the internet, which is always what it is. They're gonna say whatever.
Yeah, if a fragrance is sweet, it smells like Baccarat Rouge 540. I mean it's just ridiculous how
You got pineapple, Aventus.
Aventus is going to be, or Hachivat. So yeah.
Yeah, like I don't get the whole Cedric Boise smells like Aventus. I mean, I could say it can have some resemblance, but I don't think it's the same smell.
Yeah. So Cornell, since if you know Gucci Elixir, I'm trying to think. I was smelling a lot of things at the same time. Is there anything that you think that it smells sort of similar to? Let us know in the comments.
Man, this Daddy Yankee stuff smells good for $12. And that's what I'm saying, man. I just think that I think people should focus more on their health, focus more on working out, focus more on making yourself look better, because fragrances are not going to do that for you. I think I think that's probably why the increase in fragrance is so high, because people probably try to mask, things that they should it's easier to take care of,
Absolutely. Yeah. So Better Days, yeah, thinking the rise of clones would impact the price gouging. I think it's slowly happening. I think that it's going to make a change, because if we keep going to clones, because look at how much clones have taken over the market. Clones are just really taking over a lot. So we'll see. The more clones take a foothold and start taking market share from designer and niche, the more they're going to have to be in a position to respond to it. Gucci Guilty Elixir is very good. I'm not saying it's not. I was in to do a particular thing, and the salesperson just kind of forced herself to spray Gucci Guilty Elixir on me because it's the newest thing. And she made some claims that I just had to prove true before. But I told her if what she claimed was true, I would buy it as soon as that 21 hours were up. I'll check it out again, and I'll check it. I mean, I'm not a big designer fan right now, but I'll check it out again, especially if you say it's very good. I'll check it out again. When I went there, I was looking for something else, and so it was. When I go to a retail store, it's for a particular purpose, and I'm always, when I go, I'm gonna buy something probably. But when somebody tries to force something on me that I don't want to buy, then and she was saying things that I just couldn't believe. So I was just curious about that. But
I can't go to the mall no more. Like I hate going there because I know when I go to the cologne section, especially like where I live, like I like going to the Chanel spot because the Chanel, nobody harasses you. Like buy this, buy this. But when I go to like the lower level, they'll have all the other designers there. Oh my God, you get blitzed. I
yeah,
mean, holy shit! You're like, yo, what? I feel like telling them, listen, I know you want to tell me you know more than me, but I have more bottles than you have right here.
yeah, and that usually happens a lot. So Terrence Senior is saying smells like Ojan, and Cornell is saying kind of like Altair. I'll have to check it out again. I'm not remembering right now, but yeah, that is definitely true. When I go to say like a Macy's or Nordstrom's, and they start talking about it, I explain to them that I know probably more than they know about it, and they'll start whipping out names, and I'll say, oh, I got that one, I got that one. I said, no, I don't have this one, but I have this one of the house and this one of the house, and then for some reason they put Joe Malone all over, and is that a storm? Oh, okay. So they're trying to push Joe Malone, and Joe Malone doesn't last a lot at all. But anyway, it is getting to 11:30, and I enjoyed the live. I had a good time. I hope that everyone enjoyed what we were talking about, and we are going to cut it short at this point. I appreciate it, the man coming on.
Thank you for having me, and great show. And I hope everybody learns something from you today, because you definitely put a lot of hard work into this.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'm gonna leave you like we started with Can I Sniff It? Well, everybody, I really appreciate everybody participating and coming in. I hope you enjoyed the live. We're going to try to do this every week. Hopefully, at maybe about this time on Fridays at 9 o'clock, because there's a lot of lives coming up now. But we'll see. We'll get our spot in there. So we're going to give you good content. We're going to try to keep giving you some things like that. We appreciate it. Take care. God bless. Negativity and fighting is what we're above. Try to this. We throw up a hand with a big shrug like a card of positives. It's a plus love. If you want to cause drama,